Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. So I'm doing something a bit different. I'm here with my buddy Eric. He's Gray Sentinel on Instagram. And you see in front of you the Custom Knife Factory Knives bag. It's actually his Evolution. He was trying to buy it, having some PayPal issues. My PayPal sent money to Russia, no problem, which I'm happy about, but does concern me a little bit. So I thought I would let him kind of do his own unboxing, as it were, here on camera. I'm not in my studio lights, I'm using my phone, so we're gonna see how this goes. I brought along a couple of other knives, but anyways, say hi, Eric.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
And yeah, go ahead and jump into it. So I haven't let him open it yet, which is kind of a dick move, but I thought it'd be funner this way, so he can see what he thinks, since he hasn't had a chance to handle it yet. So yeah, man, jump in.
He did give me the choice, to be fair to Austin. He said, hey, do you have time for a video? And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. You guys, the chocolate, it's a very important part of the review. I don't know.
It is.
I'm super stoked about this one.
Yeah. How long were you struggling just trying to get your PayPal payment to go through?
So I had just had surgery like the day before they dropped it.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of
on meds.
And I'm not sure how long it took me, but it was a while. We'll move this off frame.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and move that off frame.
All right, first finger flick. Let's see. Oh, I like that. That worked.
It's a big knife.
I like big knives.
It's a huge knife. Like, that's bigger than what I would want to carry by and large, but I respect people who dedicate that much pocket space to their pocket knife. You know what I mean? It's like, you really have to like, you know, knives and big knives in order to kind of dedicate that sort of pocket space there. So
this looks like zirconium to me.
Yep, zirconium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, obviously titanium handles, and then I'm going to show them on the camera real quick here. So this one's got the M390 blade. I think I was looking at the spec sheet, and maybe it wasn't this one, maybe it was a different knife, but yeah, okay, so M390, it does have a Damascus pivot collar. This one's anodized blue, zirconium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. There's his model number, your number 30, and nice. There's that big Mama Jamma right there.
This is what I had in pocket today, so ooh. Just for size comparison, I'm sure Austin probably brought a ton of.
I was actually carrying this one today since I didn't have to work today. You know, I get to carry the larger stuff in my jeans, which I always enjoy.
So this one, I mean, yours is actually a little bit longer, but this one probably takes up more width in the pocket.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at in the closed position. Look how wide that thing is. It's got to be what, maybe 2 inches?
Yeah.
A good 2 inches wide, and then the Snafu 2.0, maybe, I don't know, inch and a half. It's a big difference, or at least, you know, those couple inches make a big difference in pocket.
Oh, I put some lock bar pressure on there. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I found for carrying knives in my pocket, the width matters way more than the length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really smooth.
It is.
It's really smooth.
It's very smooth, and you know, I'm sure it's really true to his custom or whatever. Like I've seen, you know, so the designer is Rotten Designs, Johnny Rotten, what some people call him, but he spent a long time doing custom grinds, right?
Yeah, I notice on all his evolutions, he has, like, I really love the satin grinds that he does. And his satin grinds go top to bottom.
He's got vertical striations on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're much more, I think they're much more pronounced on his, not that Custom Knife Factory doesn't do a fantastic job, but I feel like his are more pronounced. Ooh, the action on that's really good.
Yeah.
I haven't handled one of these.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, definitely go for it. Yeah, I mean, you know, his are belt satin. This one, obviously, did a hand rub. And I find oftentimes with the hand rub, unless you're like, honestly, like a master, the termination between like the primary bevel and the flats, usually it gets a little worn down. It's not as crisp as a belt satin.
You love your integrals.
Oh, I do. And that one's really nice. That thing's a finger guillotine. I think that's probably the only knife that's cut me recently.
This one?
No,
your Snafu?
Yeah, the Snafu, because it's so smooth. Like I was at my friend's house and I was trying to do a quick video in his backyard with it, and I wasn't quite paying attention, and it came down and bit me. And it moves so fast that, you know, it gets you pretty good.
It, yeah.
Yeah, it just gets you pretty good. So what do you like? What do you dislike? I mean, obviously you're happy with it.
I just think it's really pretty. I think everything that I liked about it originally, just from seeing it, has come to fruition and actually handling it.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little surprised at one moment. I think the camera caught this, but a little bit of lock bar pressure here on the lock bar makes it hard to open. Not all of my frame locks do that,
mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty used to keeping my fingers off the lock bar anyway. So
yeah, one thing I noticed is it's got up here on the the jimping in this area, there are a lot of 90-degree angles. Like there's a lot of kind of sharp jimping up top.
Yeah, for sure. I was expecting the finger grooves to bug me here, but they really don't.
Yeah, I wonder how people, like in my hands, the grooves work just fine too. But I wonder maybe people's smaller hands, maybe it would hit them all wrong, but perhaps people with like medium to small size hands just wouldn't even like be interested in a knife that large anyway. So
smaller pants, smaller pockets, I guess. So no, it's just really pretty. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to carry it for a couple of days and just see what I'm able to get on camera with it.
Yeah, I really like how they're doing these Damascus pivot collars. Like that, to me, like that's just the right amount of Damascus. You know, it's like I'm not someone who likes big show scales. Like I don't like full Damascus show scales because it's a polished part. And, you know, as soon as you start to scuff it a little bit and the polish starts to disappear, then I think, to me personally, they look terrible. But, you know, pivot collars and then back spacers, not that this has a back spacer, I think to me that's like that's where I like Damascus. Yeah.
It's a subtle flex.
Very subtle for sure.
And Damascus gets fingerprints so easily on it too that you start using too much Damascus on a knife, it starts looking more like a gas station knife that's come back around the other side.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely seen like knife makers who don't really make that good. Their knives aren't that great, but they'll just go ahead and make like full Damascus knives and stuff, and it's like that doesn't really compensate for like fundamentals. So I mean, that could have turned me off a little bit too, but I just, you know, I like stonewash blades, I like titanium, I like carbon fiber, I like stuff that's really not going to show wear, so I don't have to worry about it. But you know, I'm not mad with a hand rubbed satin. Custom Knife Factory has done that recently. So here's the 520 if you want to try that.
That's really excellent. I was just noticing here, like the striations that they have in this direction, though, kind of the tree barky look that I've seen Rotten do a little bit.
Oh, does he do that too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's done that on some of them.
Let's try to get that up close so you guys can see the, you know, it's certainly from the CNC machine, you know, that's just a mill pattern, but that's really cool if they were, you know, if that's one of Rotten Design's kind of telltale things, if they're able to replicate that too, then that makes it even cooler.
That is, I could see how people would want to carry this more.
Yeah. So they did a matte finish on the Zerk, which is pretty cool.
Wait, this is Zerk, not titanium?
Yeah, it's Zerk.
Huh.
Yeah, so they did what I assume would be a bead blast finish instead of like the polish.
Instead of the fingerprint magnet?
Yeah, instead of the fingerprint magnet. And you know, the fingerprint magnet, like it definitely feels a little bit more luxurious, but obviously this thing's going to carry better.
Yeah, well that's really cool that you can do that to Zerk then.
Yeah.
I would have just guessed right off the bat that was titanium. That's really cool. And this is, as much as I love this knife, I mean, I just love this to pieces. It is a little wide in pocket. Yeah. As far as how thick that thing is, this I can just tell by picking it up. You would not have that problem at all. If this knife were as wide as this knife, this would probably never leave my pocket.
So you're talking about the total thickness here?
Yeah, the thickness. That's what I mean.
Yeah. There's probably substantial. I mean, it's probably substantial difference, but yeah, it definitely pockets better. So I just did the video of this one. I put it up like at 1 a.m. this morning. But my only ask was continue to make it, but give me like titanium bolsters, titanium backspacer, like lighten it up even more and make it a little more, hopefully less expensive, but a little more EDC friendly, a little lighter weight, and then give me a stonewash blade. Again, it's a beautiful hand rub satin, but you know, I just love stonewash.
You love stonewash?
Dude, it's just kind of like, it's kind of like when you've got like an old truck and it's been scratched and beat to hell. And so you're just like, what's another scratch? Like, what do I care? You know?
Oh, that would turn me right off a knife that's so nice like that. I like the Spyderco, the Python.
Oh yeah.
I was all about that until I saw that it wasn't satin, and then I was like, nope, I'm out.
Interesting. Yeah, I prefer it. It just, it's kind of just a don't have to worry about it sort of thing, and can do whatever I want with it. Brought a few others for giggles that I know you haven't seen yet. Jason Guthrie. That's his Scout.
What is the show scale?
A lava carbon fiber. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Lava carbon fiber. Let's see more of that, please.
Yeah. There's some really cool carbon fibers out there. There's some guys in Russia who make some really cool carbon fibers. There's that fat carbon fiber guy. I don't know if he's stateside. Like, here's another carbon fiber. That's pretty neat.
Huh. What do they call this one?
I don't know, like purple. Purple carbon fiber.
Hey, that works. That was a newbie move. My finger slipped off the flipper tab there.
Yeah, that's a lot smaller than you're used to carrying.
And this is your preferred blade finish.
Yeah, love it. I even had him stonewash the pocket clip to match.
I like that pocket clip.
Yeah, it's really nice.
How does it go in pocket? Sometimes these 3D ones are...
Works just fine. You can try it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like that. There's something to be said about a good liner lock. Everyone's all about frame locks, but liner locks have their value too, I think.
If you're doing something really cool, like a special type of carbon fiber, it's really nice when you can get it on both sides of the knife.
Yeah.
It definitely makes it a little more special. And with the fifth, the 523 and the 520, it creates just a beautiful symmetry. So.
Yeah.
I definitely deviated to frame locks for a long time, but now that they can get like stainless steel lock inserts on these little, liner locks, give me a liner lock, honestly.
Yeah.
It's...
This one had a marbled carbon fiber show side scale, and I really liked it because it was black, and I like most of my knives are darker in color. But then the other side was titanium, and it just, that lack of balance or something for some reason gets me, so I just went with all titanium one.
Yeah. The other nice thing is when you're doing a liner lock is like the pocket clip, you never have to worry about like, the edge of the pocket clip like landing right on where the lock bar cutout is.
Yeah.
And then making it like impossible to take out of your pocket. Like this one looks like it would be guilty of that capital offense, but it's actually not. This clip works pretty well. Again, there's not a huge gap, but it works pretty well. Like, look at that, where that terminates. It's like it's like right at the cutout, but for some reason this one doesn't suffer from, that issue.
Well, Custom Knife Factory does just a phenomenal job on their designs. Yeah. I'm not surprised that I wouldn't be surprised to learn it was on purpose.
This thing's such a guillotine. Here's the other one. So this is one that Craig sent me. It doesn't have a sharpened edge. So I think this is one he was just prototyping with.
That's pretty cool to get a prototype.
Yeah.
Are you going to put an edge on it?
No, it's not. It's not mine. He just sent it along for the video. This one's mine.
Oh, okay.
So he just sent along for the video, probably to show like, what do you think of that micarta?
I really like it. So my first ever micarta scale that I got for a ZT 0620, the Emerson ZTs, the old ones, and it wasn't grippy. It was super smooth, and it kind of blew my mind because every time I saw micarta, I thought it would be grippy, but this is...
Yeah, there's an insane amount of texture on this one.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know if it's going to show in the camera, but...
But I like Emerson's, though, so if anyone wants to disregard my opinion based on that,
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, the micarta with that Damasteel, though, is quite a combination, to be honest. Like,
it's a lot of texture.
It is.
Yeah.
Not overdone, though. I think it's the right amount. Like, it's taking it to the edge of what's acceptable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But his knives are really smooth, too. So
yeah, they both are smooth.
What else did I bring along?
And very pocketable. Both of these look like they would just be really pocketable.
Yeah, they are. Like these, these will work in slacks.
Right.
Just because they're small enough and light enough. So
And the blade is light enough that it's not a finger guillotine, even though it's very smooth. It's not going to come down and chop you.
Well,
That's very cool.
it could.
It could?
Yeah.
All right.
Here, I'll show you like this one. Open it. Well, I guess there's not a huge, you're right. There's not a ton of momentum like with this big heavy blade right here.
Right.
Like this thing gets so much momentum going in such a short space.
Yeah.
Here's the Tepee Designs Hornet 2.0.
So I have a special place in my heart for knives that you can both finger flick and flipper.
And flipper?
And flipper. And open with the flipper, however you say that.
I thought you said flipper.
Flipper?
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me before you upload this. I really like that.
Yeah, it's a big knife. The pocket clip is fantastic.
And how easy is this to carry in the pocket? Because it looks pretty thin here, but wide here.
I don't have any issues with it. I mean, it's a bigger knife, but it's so lightweight. And the pocket clip works so well that honestly I have no complaints.
And again, let's plug the liner locks instead of frame locks here, because that's what gets you the beautiful carbon fiber on both sides.
Yeah, it's contoured carbon fiber, and then they did some of those cutout holes, and it's a really nice design overall. And it's only $250 M390 blade steel, full carbon fiber with a liner lock. That's for the price. That's a lot of really good stuff in there.
That is really great. And is this always an ode to Begg, to Todd Begg when they have
it? Should be, yeah.
Okay.
It should be. Most will ask his permission or have asked his permission. I don't know if that, Pandora's box is open and just people are using it,
Like the Reeves integral lock?
Yeah, yeah.
No one.
Yeah, no one asks him anymore, so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I like that.
So that's the Tepee Designs right here. Hornet 2.0 and M390. So.
And you said that's just $250 for a knife like that?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's actually broken in quite a lot. When I first got it, it wasn't flipping as hard as it does right now. And it could flip a little bit harder, but then you'd probably lose the ability to use the thumb hole.
Mm-hmm. There's a balance there.
Yeah, it is. Really... I talked about it a long time ago in a video, but I said it's more of generalizing than optimizing the action. Mm-hmm. You have to find that middle spot where everything works. So
yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, brought some other stuff. I don't know if you've seen this one. So I sold this one a long time ago, and then I bought it again.
From the same one?
No, it passed 2 or 3 other people's hands before I got it back. So it's the Shane Atwood Rhino.
Okay, that's well named.
Yeah, he's a custom maker out of Utah. He makes very, very few knives because he has 6 kids, he has a farm, he helps out on his dad's farm, and then he has a full-time job for the city. Where does he find time to make knives? I have no idea.
Doesn't sleep, I guess.
Yeah, apparently not.
I really love this Timascus here that's just mostly blue, black, and white.
Zircotai.
It's Zircotai?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, that one's like Zircotai. And then
I really like that.
Iguana Damascus, and he even anodized the thumb studs and the pivot hardware, and zirconium backspacer with the Alcatraz.
Is that going to show up?
We'll bring it in a little bit. So Alcatraz backspacer, everything's anodized blue, that's zirconium. Iguana Damascus, Zircotai, lightning strike carbon fiber. This one's a liner lock. And there's the thumb studs that he even anodized and polished and pocket clips. So yeah, it's one. So I bought it originally. He put it up for sale on Instagram, and it was kind of like, what do you think this costs? Looking at all the materials and the build quality, what do you think this would cost?
I know that some of these Timascus and Damascus type materials are real expensive. I don't know, $1,000 or I don't have really a good frame of reference for this level of knife.
So he originally listed it for only $1,300.
Okay.
Which again, if it was a different maker, this would be an auction piece for sure.
Oh yeah.
And they would expect to get at least $3,000 from it. So
I was way low. Yeah.
But that's okay though, because you're not blowing $3,000 on knives. So.
That's true.
Anyway, so so I sold it and then I bought it back again. So I won't sell it again because that was dumb. Have you seen the Cheberkovs?
No. Ooh, I have seen. I like that a lot.
I don't even remember what model that is. I did a video on it, but I don't remember now.
Does Jim Skelton put an automatic of something that looks like this? This is Russian, right?
Yeah, it's Russian.
Okay, he has a Russian knife that's like an automatic that he puts on that looks a lot like this. Is that?
He did a video on a Culture Tech.
Yep, that actually sounds
But
right.
I don't think that one was an automatic. Maybe they made an automatic, but they do some like really intricate builds. But yeah, this one's just kind of plain Jane. You know, it's
I like it.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's very clean.
The flipper tab is not a pocket pecker. That makes a big difference. Like that's a real thing.
I think that's the first time that phrase has ever been used in one of my videos.
If you edit it out, I won't fault you for it.
Yeah.
I really like that. Where did you pick this one up at?
There's a European dealer called Lamnia, and they have a pretty good selection of these, and I've bought from them for years, so they ship stuff pretty quick, and they have better prices than some, but they have kind of the full range of these. And here's another Cheperkov. This one I bought from Levon at Knife Nuts podcast.
I'll have to look into getting one like this, but not with the bead blast finish.
Oh yeah,
with the satin. Oh wow.
That's the small stritch.
Is this C-Tech?
Yeah, it's a C-Tech.
I don't think I've ever handled C-Tech on an actual knife before.
Yeah, it's only in some applications do I feel like it looks nice. You know, and sometimes I see C-Tech and I'm like, meh. But I really like this one, so I told him if he ever sold it, reach out, and he did to fund that crazy dagger that Brian Nadeau just built him. So.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's a liner lock, but they kept it very plain on this side.
Mm-hmm.
I guess not to be too showy when it's sticking halfway out of your pocket. Or
that's just kind of their motif, you know. Like the lock sides are very, very generic, and they do interesting things on the show side. And their knives are often, or at least have been, like rather asymmetric. You know, where it looks visually, it looks imbalanced and so forth. Like this is one of the models where it is, you know, pretty symmetric from side to side and visually balanced, but. A lot of their other models, not so much, which again is just more of like a Russian design motif or influence. So
it's you see that often?
Yeah, over there.
Huh. Okay.
Most of the knives that come over here, we like them a little more visually balanced, but the stuff that's, you know, perhaps more popular over there, that's kind of like a common thing that I've seen. So
interesting. I guess you get a different knife either side that way.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. And then I don't know, have you handled these?
When we did our last meetup.
Oh, okay. I had this one at the last get together.
Yes, this was very pretty. I've actually seen it on your feed a couple times. There's Austin's signature.
Integral.
Very much loved Integral. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Riot Jack 2.0. So
yeah,
the action on that thing is insane.
Yeah, and this is the one that you put up for sale and then immediately took down and was like,
I never put it up. I said I was thinking about it. It was in the for sale pile, and then I put it in my pocket one day. I like took it out of the pile, put it in my pocket. I'm like, what am I thinking?
I remember.
Why would this be in my for sale pile?
And is this the one that I saw that they do beard comb inserts?
Yeah. That's fun. I would never buy a beard coat insert or put it in or any of those things, but it's fun, you know.
That action on that is just really nice. That's one that I want to play with. Like,
yeah, I don't ever use the term hydraulic, but that thing feels hydraulic. Like when it closes, it comes down kind of quickly, and then it kind of slows down right at the end and slowly just kind of, it's like an assist close, like door on your car or whatever. Anyways, it's a really interesting feel. So, yeah.
Did they do something different to it internally that you know of to get it to be like that? Because
it's so this titanium like spine here. It goes around and then it creates kind of like a half moon, and then there's a stainless steel insert inside of that. So it runs on ceramic bearings on stainless steel that connects to the titanium spine that connects to the blade that's screwed in. So it's incredibly complicated and needlessly so complicated, but also super cool.
There's beauty in things that are needlessly complicated.
Absolutely, especially if you're an enthusiast. It's like they absolutely didn't have to, but I'm really glad they did. Another really cool thing about this is that there are no screws showing on the show side, and it is an integral. And so the screws are internally attached on an integral piece.
Ooh, that's a thing of beauty.
That is a thing of beauty, and a thing that's quite difficult. So that means they had to basically create like custom screws and screwdrivers and, with like a long torque arm to get it in there and to attach it internally. Now on the lock side, the screws are attached externally, but there are holes inside they milled out internally for internal, attachment.
Yeah.
So, and then this one's a prototype. We've got a fully polished blade on one side and a hand satin on the other. So, anyways, this is super unique in the fact that they were legitimately practicing or trying things on it, which is why the entire thing's not polished, just like the center portion. So, again, if you're an enthusiast, there's a lot to geek out on here needlessly. So, anyways, yeah.
The action on that is just amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, anyways, it sounds like overall you're pretty happy with the Evolution by Custom Knife Factory.
Oh yeah, I was very stoked for. I tell you what, I have on my Instagram. I have a board where I save knives too. Like I call it my wish list knives board.
Mm-hmm.
And his stuff was, so many of them were on my wish list knives board. Yeah. I thought, it's one of those things I'll never spend the money on a full custom.
Yeah.
And then as soon as CKF announced, I was like, I am so in on this. So.
Yeah, I was the same way with the Philippe Georget collabs.
Uh-huh.
I was just obsessing over these knives and designs and everything, and then Custom Knife Factory was like, hey, we're doing Philippe Georget, and I was like, please God, please be the 520. And it was the 523 at first, which, again, super cool. I have one. I'm happy I have one, but I'm really glad they got around to the smaller one, the 520, and I'll be even more excited if they do even a more kind of plain Jane version. That I'm happy enough with this, but they really want to take me over the top. Let's do an even more plain Jane version of that. So, yeah.
And you got this early, right? This
doesn't come out till March.
Check you out.
Yeah. I said in my video I had to do unsavory things to get it early.
Oh, those Russians.
Yeah.
This one was one that I was not at all interested in seeing previously, but now that I've handled yours,
I'm
going to have to get on eBay.
Yeah, dude, it's
beautiful.
It's crazy, and it's so close to the custom. In some ways, it might even be better. I've handled a lot of Recentis over the years. I honestly think that the action on this one is better than the other Recentis I've handled. And I probably handled maybe 10 or 15 customs, maybe more.
It's a good sample size.
Yeah, you go to the shows, he's got 5 or 6 on the table, you touch them all. You do that across 4 or 5 shows, you're getting up there in terms of what you've handled. Plus a couple local friends have some and a few other collectors. So I probably handled more than 30. But anywho.
Well, thank you, Austin.
Yeah.
This is a pleasure.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll end it there. We're approaching 30 minutes, but just kind of sat down, rambled, chatted about some knives, looked at some stuff. Aside from yours, what's your favorite on the table here?
If I can pick 3, it's going to be these 2 and this one. I was not excited about this when I heard about it, but now that I've touched it, now I want one.
The sickness is real.
Yep.
It's kind of like the flu.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. So, yeah, awesome. Yeah, these are pretty nice. These are only about 400, give or take, for some of the plain Jane versions. So,
yeah,
pretty. It's pretty good. In some ways, it's kind of like a Shiro, but obviously not as expensive. So, all right, we'll end it there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see when and if and how I upload this to YouTube. But you can follow me on Instagram as Epic Snuggle Bunny. You can follow my buddy Eric here as Gray Sentinel. I will have links in the description box below. See you on the next one.